my friends, what is up my people? As you can tell by the title, this is going to be another anti-haul. But the difference between this anti-haul and my first anti-haul is that this is the ANTIHAUL-IDAY. ANTIHAUL-IDAY. You get it? Haul-IDAY. So basically, this is going to be a anti-haul of what I'm not gonna buy. I never hear anybody else that does anti-hauls do the song. I don't know why anybody else doesn't do the song. I just don't get it. So if you do not know what an anti-haul is, it's basically everything that you're not gonna buy and giving the reasoning why you're not gonna buy it. This was started by a YouTuber named Kimberly Clark. If I remember, I will link her channel below. I forgot last time and then I went back and linked it. But if you just search Kimberly Clark on YouTube, she will pop right up. As I stated in my last anti-haul, Kimberly started the whole anti-haul series, or phenomena, we will say, because she is basically a social justice warrior. She's very into anti-consumerism and all that, and as I told you guys in my last anti-haul, it just ain't that deep for me. I'm not that deep. However, she did state in one of her videos that she doesn't care about the reasoning behind it because in a sense, it's essentially, you know, leading everybody towards anti-consumerism by telling people not to buy things for whatever reason they have. Okay, so let's get into it. So this anti-haul, like I said in the beginning, is going to be an anti-haul-IDAY. So this is going to be all holiday palettes. And before I get into it, let me just tell you guys that, for one, I make videos on YouTube. When I buy a palette, I keep in mind that how long am I going to be able to use this palette when I do get ready with me's and stuff like that, or tutorials or whatever. How many people are going to have this palette? How many people are going to be able to acquire this palette past holiday? Not that many, girl. So keeping that in mind, I feel like there are a lot of holiday palettes on here. And I personally stopped buying holiday palettes about 2 years ago because of my YouTube. I was one of you guys, I'm telling y'all, I was one of you, girl. I went out and bought like every holiday palette. I had every holiday palette on my Christmas list because my mother-in-law is usually the one that buys my makeup. I'm sorry if I keep wiping my nose, I'm sick. I'm like just coming over some weird ass like 24-hour bug that I had, and it's driving me crazy. My nose is driving me crazy. So anyways, my mother-in-law is usually who buys like my makeup and stuff for Christmas, and whatever I put on that list she will get, and she will get it all. So I always have, you know, each holiday set from like each brand. And about 2 years ago, I stopped asking for them because I was finding that I wasn't able to use them on my YouTube because there was only a certain amount of people who could follow the tutorials and stuff because they didn't have them. Yes, you can go out and get, you know, whatever fucking color and match it up and do the same thing, but at the end of the day, people want to follow with the stuff that they have that's the same. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there first because being somebody that films YouTube videos, I feel like I had to put that out there because that is one of the main reasons why I don't buy these palettes. Another reason why I stopped buying holiday palettes and holiday sets is because holiday palettes are mass produced. When it comes to holiday time, whether it is a brush palette, or I mean a brush set, a holiday palette, whatever the case may be, they are mass produced. And normally with just brush sets and holiday palettes, eyeshadows and stuff like that, they're mass produced on a level of like they just want to get them all out, you know what I mean, like get them out as quick as possible. So 9 times out of 10 they're not only going to other what do I want to say, like other warehouses or other manufacturers to make these palettes, and usually overseas manufacturers, whereas some people don't go overseas normally, but when it comes to holiday palettes, they do. So with that being said, normally when it comes to holiday shit, anything, it's usually not as good a quality. And I've noticed over the years, as my makeup collection has grown and grown, that the holiday sets are just not that great. You know what I mean? I think, before I start this, I want to say holiday sets are good for the collector who like decorates with makeup, you know, has like the beauty room and like puts it up and shit and hangs it on the walls and shelves it and whatever else. I do think holiday palettes are good for that. I think they're also good for the beginner. So if you know somebody that is starting out in makeup or somebody that is starting a collection, the holiday palettes are a good way to go. If you're buying them for yourself, I definitely suggest looking at the palette and, you know, asking yourself, am I going to use this a month from now? Are the colors in here usable for how I do my makeup? If you are somebody like me who does kind of an everyday look on the daily and then you glam it up once in a while, I would not go for something that's got a lot of color and a lot of shimmer, because if it's something that you're going to have to grab other palettes to use in conjunction with that palette, is it really worth it? Not really. On top of the fact that if you're somebody who follows YouTube videos, I would just stick with the permanent palettes. That is just my little insight as far as holiday goes. Good palettes or good holiday kits, I guess, that are worth getting are the ones that have like skincare in them. I know during the holidays, a lot of skincare brands will do like little deluxe minis, have big box sets of like all the minis, or have big box sets of, you know, full size whatever's in their line, and those are a really good value. And with a lot of skincare brands, the holidays are the only time that they do that, so I would definitely jump on those. Also lip kits, they're not only a lot cheaper, but normally lip kits, as far as like holiday kit goes, is something that is in a permanent line. So for instance, like the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lip Doobity-Da with all the little mini Everlasting Liquid lipsticks, those are all permanent colors in her line. So those are all things that you're going to be able to use for, you know, the months to come. And they're a really good deal, and it's a really good way to get a lot of lip colors in your collection with not a lot of money. This was not intended to be like a holiday fucking here's my opinion guide, but just saying, I just wanted to throw that out there. I thought it would be a good video also to give you guys some suggestions, since I'm telling you what not to buy, some suggestions in my opinion of what's good to buy. So lip kits, skincare kits, stuff like that, I would definitely stick to that. Other than that, I am finally, after like 10 fucking minutes of talking and suggesting, I'm gonna get into my anti-haul. So here we go. Here's what I'm not gonna buy. I know. First things first, on my anti-haul-IDAY list, what I'm not gonna buy is the Too Faced, oh, I need to move over so I can pop up little pictures. I forgot. Bing! Right here, or whatever noise I used last time. I'm not gonna buy this, or this, or this. So the Too Faced Pretty Little Planner, Boss Lady Beauty Agenda, and Best Year Ever. The Pretty Little Planner is $42. Boss Lady Beauty Agenda is $58, and the Best Year Ever is $49. Let's be real, people. Let's get down on a level of realness. Too Faced is notorious for having shitty ass holiday palettes. Whenever Too Faced comes out with a limited edition, whatever, it always seems to be way less quality than their permanent palettes. And I have found over the years, because believe me, over the years I bought the little house and the whatever the hell it was, the little French palace thing and whatever it was last year. I bought that shit, y'all. I did. I bought it and it sucked. And guess what? It sits right back there on my little shelf. Most of it, most of the holiday palettes I think I've given away. But it's that right back there on my shelf, just like the rest of them, because it wasn't that great quality. Like, what the hell, Too Faced? But anyways, yeah, so I'm not going to buy the Too Faced ones, not only because of my palette theory, my holiday palette theory, but because Too Faced is just freaking notorious for having shitty ass holiday palettes. Let's be real. Okay, so next up on the list is Deets right here. This is the Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette. This retails for $55 fucking dollars. You guys, what happened? Like, so with Urban Decay usually would come out with Vice palettes during the holidays. I don't think they came out with a Vice palette this year, did they? I'm pretty sure that they didn't. Rather than doing the Vice palette, which BT dubs, every year I fall victim to the Vice palette. I buy a Vice palette every year. I have every single one of them back there on that little shelf back there. Some of them are still in my other makeup room because guess what? I don't fucking use them. The last Vice palette that I bought last year, I think I used twice. And that's just expensive, you know what I'm saying? So $55 for this heavy metal palette. First of all, this is an entire shimmer palette. So not only are you going to spend $55 on this palette, but you're going to have to bring other palettes in with it that you spent money on too to use in conjunction with it, because it's entirely nothing but shimmers. Nothing but shimmers for $55 fucking dollars. If you're going to give me a shimmer palette, I feel like this. Make the palette smaller and more affordable. Make the pan sizes smaller and more affordable, because who is going to go through pan sizes of nothing but metallic shimmer colors that often? Like, who is going to use that pan size? Like, there's a pretty decent amount of eyeshadow in this palette, and ain't nobody going to go through that. You're not going to go through that, girl. If you want that palette, you go for it, sister. But I just feel like it's kind of a waste. And can we just talk about the fact that every year for like the past 4 or 5 years, Urban Decay has upped the price in their palettes. I remember when I got a Vice palette for $45, and then it went up to $49, then it went up to $50, then $52, $54, now it's $55. It's like, dude, what the hell? For the exact same thing, for the same thing. I don't get it, I don't get it. Okay. Done ranting, moving on. Next thing I am not gonna buy for holiday, and I don't know if this really constitutes as a holiday palette or not, but it came out for holiday, I think, so I'm just gonna throw this out there. It's the Huda, I don't know how to pronounce it. Huda, whatever, Huda Beauty, I don't know how to pronounce it. Huda Desert Dusk palette for $65 fucking dollars. First of all, rather than buying that, well, let me throw this out there first. This palette looks gorgeous. Like, it looks beautiful. I would love to have it. I just cannot, like, justify $65 fucking dollars for this palette. It's so much money for this palette when you could get palettes that are very similar to this for, you know, less than half of that price. I also do not like the fact that she doesn't really support men in makeup. Her marketing for her products are not very diverse at all, which I really don't get down with. I think it's kind of shitty. But as you guys know, as I've said before, I'm just gonna throw it out there, I ain't that deep, girl. I'm just not. It's just makeup. But I did want to put out there, if you want shadows that are similar to these for not $65, which is probably what I'm going to do with my Sephora VIB coupon code for 20% off, is I think I'm going to buy the Obsessions eyeshadow palettes, because she came out with these palettes. They're called Obsessions eyeshadow palettes. There are 9 colors in each palette. This one here is the mauve palette, and then those are the swatches for the mauve palette. And then, oh, whoops, I gotta go back. And then you have the warm palette. So this is the warm palette. This is the mauve palette. And this is the Desert Dusk palette. So I feel like you could essentially create the Desert Dusk palette out of those two palettes and get it for way cheaper, because if you buy both those palettes for $27, that's, what is that, like $54? So you're saving like 10-15 bucks. So I feel like that's what I'm going to do, is just buy the two smaller ones instead of the Desert Dusk palette, just because I just can't do it, girl. I just can't drop $65 on that palette. Like, it seems like so fucking much money. Which brings me to another anti-haul, what I'm not gonna buy. The fucking Pat McGrath palettes. Oh my god. Right here, right here, right here they are. What the hell? First of all, like, these are 10 p.m. palettes. They are $125. I have not watched, before anybody comments, I've not watched Stephanie Nicole or anybody else for that matter's breakdown of the cost per shadow. When people do that, because I've seen Stephanie Nicole justify, and I love her to death, I've seen her justify Natasha Denona palettes because of her little breakdown when it comes to how much you get in the palette versus how much it costs, you know what I mean? So like, she did a Natasha Denona palette one time and it broke down to like, I don't know, $7 or $8 a shadow or some shit like that. I don't remember, but it still does not negate the fact that you're charging way too much. I'm sorry, but girl, come on, $125 for a 10 p.m. palette. Like, first of all, aren't they all shimmer? I'm pretty sure they're all shimmer, so you're gonna have to pull other palettes in with them. And then I heard Samantha Ravindall say that once you take them out of the little sleeves, they all look exactly the same. There's no names on the palette. There's no palette names on the palette or eyeshadow names on the palette. Like, I just feel like it's just getting out of control. You know what I'm saying? Because makeup is so prevalent right now. People think they can slap these like crazy, insane prices on shit. When, I mean, let's be real. It's just fucking eyeshadow. Is that Pat McGrath palette that's $125 really that much better than like a NYX palette, or fuck, even like a Lorac palette, an Anastasia palette? Is it though? I don't think so, girl. So not buying that either, just saying. Next up on the list right here is the Tarte Treasure Box collector set for $59. The reason why I put this on the list, and let me just say first of all, if you are somebody who does not have a lot of makeup and you are just starting out with makeup, this would be something that would be perfect to ask for Christmas if you just want makeup. If you're somebody that like watches YouTube tutorials and you want to follow makeup tutorials, I would, again, like I said in the beginning, suggest sticking with a permanent palette if that is your aim. I just feel like to purchase it for yourself, it's never going to get used, girl. Do you know how many Tarte holiday palettes I have? Because they're so extravagant all the time. The one I had, I just like maybe used it 2 times, and when I got it, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna use every fucking color of this. Because when I first started working at Ulta, you best believe during employee or associate, what is it, associate appreciation weekend, which means we get an extra discount on top of the discount that we usually get. Girl, every year I was buying all them fucking palettes up at a deep, deep discount. And I just found myself not using them. You're not gonna use it, especially if you follow YouTube tutorials. You're just not gonna use it, girl. If you're somebody that does an everyday makeup, this palette will be perfect for you, because it is like very, very neutral, and there's teeny tiny pops of color here and there, but for the most part it's neutral, so I do like that about it. So maybe, but so the next holiday palette that I am not going to buy is this one right here. This is the Kat Von D Sinner and Saint palette. This retails for $62 fucking dollars. $62. what the actual fuck, Kat Von D? First of all, the shadow pans are not that big. The palette itself is completely not cohesive with itself. Like, what is with the colors in here? Why can she not just redo the Mi Vida Loca and bring that back? That's all I'm saying. Redo the Mi Vida Loca, bring that back in town, then you'd be gravy. Because this thing right here, I can't fucks with it. I can't get down with it. If, again, you are somebody who is like a packaging whore, you're somebody that decorates with your makeup, this would be a really cute palette to decorate with, but I surely ain't paying $62 fucking dollars to set something on my shelf and never use it. Just saying. I can't. $62, Jesus. The Mi Vida Loca palette was like $50, $49 or $50, and it was massive. Like, why is this one so expensive? I don't get it. So next up is this right here. This kind of goes along in line with the Urban Decay palette. Like, why am I gonna buy an entire shimmer palette? This is the Fenty Galaxy palette, BT dubs. Why am I gonna buy an entire palette full of shimmer for $59 fucking dollars when I have to pull other palettes in with it? If I am spending $59 on a palette, I sure the fuck better not have to grab other palettes that I spent money on just to use the thing. No, no girl, no. Yeah, so this is $59, the Galaxy palette. I can't fucks with it. Like, I may ask for a couple of these for Christmas just to like review them for you guys, but probably not. I'll probably just ask for permanent palettes instead, just saying. Okay, so moving right along. Next up, I had Pat McGrath next, but that was, I already kind of brought that into the mix. Next up is the Bare Minerals, and this is an exclusive thing to Ulta, and I will explain why. Bare Minerals Ooze and Ahs Radiant Collection. It looks like this right here, and the reason why I put this on here is because I want to tell you guys, Bare Minerals is notorious for putting eyeshadows, lip glosses, lipsticks in specific colors in their holiday sets or their cute little blah blah sets, whatever. You know, if you know Bare Minerals, you know they're always coming out with like these little cute little like clutch things and this and that and the next thing. The problem is that the shit that they put in there, they only put in there. Do you know what I'm saying? So like this Ooze and Ahs Radiant Collection, the lip gloss colors in this collection are exclusive to this collection. So, because from working at Ulta, one thing that I have come across more than almost anything else is people coming in and saying, I got this lip gloss in this Bare Minerals kit last year for the holiday, for Christmas, for my birthday, whatever, and now I can't find it anywhere. Because Bare Minerals is notorious for making those colors exclusive to that set. So, if you are somebody that is, you think you're going to go through it and want to purchase it again, just steer clear of the Bare Minerals sets because they're exclusive, their colors or whatever are exclusive to those sets. This is the last one. Jesus, we've been here all day, girl. This is the last one, and it is the bing, 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 bing. Here's the picture. It is the Smashbox Drawn In, Decked Out Shadow and Contour Holiday Palette. This just does nothing for me. I mean, it looks so fucking boring. Like, I'm not one to like buy super crazy colorful palettes or anything just because I know they won't get used, but this anger is like, what? I don't see a lot of people buying this palette because just look at it. I mean, you see all this other stuff that's like glitz and glamour and holiday and whatever, and then you have this Smashbox piece of shit that's like, what? Smashbox used to do really, really good holiday palettes. Like every year I will buy their big giant holiday palettes. They'd have highlighters, bronzers, like their holiday palettes were like my go-to travel palettes because they would have your bronzer in it, they'd have your highlighter in it, they'd have your shadows. The one palette I had even had liners in it and lipsticks in it, like everything in this little palette. And it was so good to travel with. And it had color, like it had just a little bit of color, but very wearable color. This, I don't know. I can't, girl. I don't know what they're thinking. I really don't. Like what? No, I can't fucks with this. Like, it's just too boring looking. I don't feel like a lot of people are going to be buying this holiday season. Just saying. I haven't swatched it yet, so I don't know. I can't speak to the quality of it. I'm sure it's good. I really like Smashbox eyeshadows. The quality of them is really good. The Full Exposure palette is like one of my hands down favorite, like all-time neutral palettes. Just something that's just like very plain and neutral. I really like the eyeshadows in it because they're like glittery type dillies and they're really good. I don't know why Smashbox doesn't do more eyeshadows, but anyways, so yeah, I would steer clear of that. If you want to try something from Smashbox, I would try like their lip stuff. They're really good for their lip stuff, and they usually come out with like holiday kits and stuff for Christmas time. Okay, so that is it. That is my anti-haul-IDAY 2017. So what are you guys not gonna buy? I can't stop doing it. I can hear her in my head doing a little jingle. What are you guys not gonna buy for this holiday season? I'm sorry this video is so long, but I really wanted to throw some suggestions in there because I've had a few of you guys ask me for like holiday suggestion videos from like a behind the scenes standpoint a little bit because I work at Ulta. So I figured I would just throw a little bit of that in there too. So hopefully y'all get down with that. Anyways, I think that's it. I think that is all I wanted to say. I know it seemed like it was like every fucking holiday palette, but I promise it was not. Just stick to the permanent palettes, girl. Just pass those holiday ones aside and stick to the permanent ones, especially if you're an avid watcher of YouTube. So, that's it. That's it. I'm gonna shut up. I'm going to shut up and go. I'm done. I've filmed 3 videos today. I am done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you're anti-hauling. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you have not. Follow me on all my social media here. Do not forget to hit the bell so you don't get unsubscribed. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. If you don't want to subscribe and you're not down with that, just check back. And I will catch you guys in my next one. Peace!